Manitou casting, removal, and service for forks with threaded castings. This video covers the removal and installation of the outer legs or casting, as well as replacing the semi-bath oil and dust wiper seals on these Manitou forks. Assemble these tools and parts, and let's get started. Take these steps first. Remove the wheel. Reinstall the axle. Remove the brake assembly from the fork. Thoroughly clean the fork with isopropyl alcohol. You may choose to remove the fork from the bike and mount it in a bike stand. Remove the rebound knob from the bottom of the right leg using a 2mm hex wrench. Be sure to hold the knob stationary while removing the screw. The damper adjuster may be damaged if the knob is over-torqued. Insert an 8mm hex wrench into the end of the rebound damper rod on the bottom of the right leg. Turn the rod clockwise until it is disengaged from the casting and can be pushed into the casting. Make sure the fork is positioned horizontally or upside down. Oil may start to drain from the casting at this time. Unscrew the air cap and attach a shock pump. Note the air pressure. Depress the pressure bleed button until the pump reads 0 psi. Depress the Schrader valve a few times with a 2mm hex wrench to ensure all air is released. Again, on the bottom of the left leg, turn the compression rod clockwise until it is disengaged from the casting threads. Use the tool specific to the fork. You can now remove the casting from the fork. Do this over a drain pan to catch the semi-bath oil from the casting. Drain all the oil from the casting before continuing. Remove the springs from the lip of the dust seals. Remove the old foam wiper rings. Using a downhill tire lever or similar tool, carefully pry the dust seals out of the casting. This may require some force. Clean the entire fork and seal area with isopropyl alcohol. Thoroughly saturate new foam rings with semi-bath fluid and install them into the fork casting. Check that the casting above the wiper seal is clean and free of semi-bath fluid. The dust seal can be easily dislodged if there's oil on it or the casting. Using the appropriate seal press or large socket, press in the dust seals. Reinstall the springs onto the seals. Manitou recommends replacement of dust seals with each fork service. At this time, you may choose to perform service work on the dampers and air spring in the fork stanchions. Refer to our videos for those model-specific instructions. Assuming additional services are complete or not needed, you are ready to reinstall the casting. Do this before adding damper oil to the fork or setting damper oil height. Orient the fork so the legs are pointing up. Thread a shock pump onto the bottom of the left leg. Fill the air chamber to 60 psi. With the pump still attached, confirm the air spring is fully extended by lightly pulling on the air shaft. This will ensure the fork has the correct axle to crown length and make it easier to install the casting. Remove the shock pump. Fully extend the rebound damper rod in the right leg. Apply a light coating of slick oleum grease to the inner diameter of the dust seals. Slide the casting onto the stanchion assembly. Take care that the seals do not get folded over. Only slide the casting about halfway at this point. With the forks still inverted, insert the appropriate volume of semi-bath into each casting leg. Once the semi-bath is in the legs, slide the casting the rest of the way onto the stanchion assembly. Using an 8mm hex wrench, tighten the rebound damper rod to 30 to 40 inch-pounds by turning it counterclockwise. Do not over-tighten. Doing so can damage the end of the rod. Install the rebound knob screw using a 2mm hex wrench. Be sure to hold the knob stationary while installing the screw. Torque to 0.5 to 0.7 inch-pounds. The damper adjuster may be damaged if the knob screw is over-torqued. For knob screws with metric threads, applying a small drop of blue Loctite before install will prevent the screw from backing out during riding. For self-tapping knob screws, no thread lock is required. Using the tool specific to the fork, turn the compression rod counterclockwise. Do not over-tighten, as doing so can damage the end of the rod. Tighten to 30 to 40 inch-pounds. You have completed the process of removal and installation for these Manitou forks with threaded castings. Damper and air spring service are covered in other videos. Please continue to our YouTube channel and ManitouMTB.com for more maintenance procedures and assembly instructions. Thank you for riding with Manitou.